With spirits being high, with FLINS being released, of course we have to receive some bad news. And well, this is regarding Durin. We received some not so good news regarding Durin last night. And well, what is this about? Well, it's about actually his support abilities as a character, and they may not be what we were expecting. So let's talk into it. 6.0 Nogcry is here, and if you want to get 25% off all of your Primogems, there are tons of new packages on the loot bar website. All you have to do is enter your UID and the server that you play on, and then when you purchase, the Primogems get sent to your account instantly, under a minute. They also have hundreds of thousands of 5-star reviews and are heavily trusted. Loot bar costs $60 while Genshin costs $100. Definitely always use my link in the top link of my videos to get an extra 25% off. And if you sign up today, you get an additional 10% off coupon that you can use on anything you want to. So give the top link a check, see if there's any good deals on, and see how you like the site. Guys, if you would like to enter the 16,000 Primogem giveaway that has just begun for FLINS, all you have to do is click the third link in the description. It's completely free to enter. The more points you get, the higher chance you have of winning the giveaway. Okay, so first of all, let's get into some basic lore and an introduction on who Durin is so you actually know. So, Durin is a shadow dragon artificially created by the alchemist Reindotia, also known as Gold in KNRI before the Catalysm about 500 years ago. He was initially gentle and curious. Durin dreamed of sharing beauty in songs with the world. In one poetic memory, he says, "Mother, I wish I could go to a land of lovely songs. I will tell them about the place that I was born in, beautiful." However, Durin was ultimately slain by Dvalin, aided by Barbatos, aka Venti. His falling body formed what we now know as Dragon Spine, and his blood tainted the area. And this is all because corruption overtook Durin, possibly influenced by abyssal energy or blessings turned dark, leading to his destructive rampage in Mondstadt. And then Mini Durin was born. Later, Ansdotia, a Hexenzirkel witch, created a smaller, gentler form known as Mini Durin. And this was drawn from Durin's remaining life force. Then in version 5.6, Interlude Albedo transforms Mini Durin into a synthetic human form, merging Durin's core to suppress his destructive tendencies. So before we get into the bad news, let's get some good news going. Let's get into Durin's banner release date and some of the 5-star characters and 4-stars alongside his banner. So Durin will be released in version 6.2. That is one version after the current one that's upcoming. And Durin will obviously be the first phase character in the brand new region, but alongside him, he will have New Valette taking his rerun. And we also have Jehoda, the brand new 4-star Pyro Bow user, being released as well. So now I want to get into Durin's kit information so we can dissect how he works, what he does, and then we can go into the bad news so you can understand why this is bad for his kit. Durin's main act is supposed to be a support / sub DPS. He's here to take over characters like Xiangling, Bennett. Durin's elemental skill has both a tap and a hold version. Durin's E does not heal. Resistance reduction is not part of the passive talent, and the team triggers pyro reactions, and pyro resistance is also reduced. Durin applies off-field pyro based on his burst. Now let's get into a bit more detail of his kit. So when there are 1 out of 2 Hexenzirkel characters in the party, when party members trigger a pyro reaction with Durin, he reduces the target's resistance to the elements involved in this reaction by 15% or 30% for some time. Hexenzirkel characters include Durin, Albedo, Mona, Venti, and Klee. Durin will also later have synergy with Nicole and Alice, obviously because they are both Hexenzirkel witches. So now let's get into the bad news regarding Durin, his kit, his support abilities, and his damage. So Durin, his support capability doesn't seem as strong as many people expected, and I haven't heard much about his healing either. At C2, he gains some extra damage, buffing ability, but maybe because I've played too much Honkai Star Rail, it feels like what he provides at C2 is quite little. He has a dual fire stance mechanic, can freely switch and trigger Q after entering fire mode, and as a support, his main buff is just resistance shred, that's all. He can switch stances to act as a sub DPS or simply be a pyro enabler support. He can shred resistance, which works well with the Hexenzirkel, but resistance shred and sub DPS mode cannot coexist at the same time. The reason this changes everything is because we thought initially that it would coexist at the same time. We thought that his resistance shred and his sub DPS off-field pyro capabilities would mix well, work at the same time, but no, seems like you're going to have to change your stance with him. So guys, that was released from the famous Honkai Star Rail uncle. That is the person who supplied that leak. I must also add, there is one thing to remember, and he should have noted it, being the supposed Honkai Star Rail uncle, that when Phaenon in Honkai Star Rail was leading up to be released, people were saying the exact same thing about him. People were saying his kit's been nerfed, it's not that great, we found out the true colours of his kit, but then, what happened when he came out to release? Yes, that's right, he came out to be the best. So this could be another one of those scenarios where maybe they're seeing the characters change a bit in the beta, in the game files, but upon release, they will be much stronger than expected. They also add regarding Durin that with his old character buffs, characters related to Hex and Zirkel will receive direct buffs while being in the party with Durin, but the scale is very small, so don't set your expectations too high. So this is the first negative bit of news that we've heard regarding Durin. I don't know how to feel about it. However, if we take a look at the current Nodcry tier list that was handed to us by leakers, in the top tier we have Columbina from 6.3, Alice from the later patches of 6.0, with Columbina being the most strongest character in the whole of Nodcry. Then in the second tier, we have Durin and Nicole as both strong supports. Then in the third tier, we have Varka, FLINS, NERFED, and Lauma, all with standard performance. So could it be possible that Durin maybe drops a tier, or maybe sits below Nicole in a support aspect? We will have to see. We have some brand new Primogem codes and some brand new redeemable codes for the game. So I'm going to pop that screenshot on screen. These are all of the current active codes for Genshin as of yesterday. So these will all be fully working. And we have some information regarding Sandrone. Yes, that's right. She's not going to be playable until later on in 6.0. But playable Sandrone will be a main focus character. Reaction type will be Lunar Crystallized, so it could be possible that she will be a Geo character, aka most likely a Geo character. And if you don't understand what a main focus character is, think of Castoris, Phaenon, or Cyrene from Honkai Star Rail. She's going to be one of those characters that players are going to want to go for. She's going to be hyped up a lot, probably something to do with her kit and how she works with mechanics, and so definitely keep some gems saved up for Sandrone, because it could seem like she might be the player's favorite. Guys, if you would like to win a Welkin, all you have to do is like, subscribe, comment something down below, it can be anything, and turn on all notifications for the channel so you never miss any updates. Thank you guys for watching so much. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.